Phyllis, it's been 5 years since your last album. What can we expect on your latest release, Prime of My Life?
Well, you can expect traditional Phyllis Hyman in terms of the ballads, songs that talk about emotionally painful issues. I was able to find a dance tune this time, kind of a, not real fast, but mid-tempo tune called Don't Want to Change the World. And I've been looking for a song like that for a long time. And just basically just good Phyllis Hyman music. I think what my fans have been dying to hear from me in the last 5 years.
Okay. We've missed you. Why has it been so long?
Well, we had to find a new distributor, and after we left Manhattan, we had to do a lot of searching and negotiating. It takes a great deal of time, and we were lucky enough to get with Zoo Records, who is putting the kind of energy behind this record that I haven't had done in a long time. Since Buddha Records, where Art Cass was always trying to do new and innovative things with my record. And of course, finding the right material. Right before the album came out, we recorded 3 tunes, and one was the single, of course, and 2 other songs. So we were just constantly looking for material, and especially after the deal was set, we just decided, let's make sure this album is absolutely right.
Okay. Even though you were away, we were lucky enough to enjoy you working with Grover Washington. How did that come about?
Well, Grover asked me to perform on his album, Time Out of Mind. And of course, my first request is to hear the song. So he sent a song over, and I loved it. I loved the song. And then we went in the studio in Philadelphia and we recorded it.
You were quoted as saying that the 5-year time lapse really doesn't make a difference because your audience consists of special people. How did they show their loyalty and support?
They came to concerts. Each time I had a live performance anywhere in the country, they were always there supporting me. Some of my audience come to maybe 2 or 3, 4 performances a year, and they never seem to get...
Okay, now we're going to start with this over again. You were quoted as saying that the 5-year time lapse really didn't matter because your audience consists of special people. How did they show their loyalty and support?
They come out to the concerts. Without fail, certain people in my audience, and that's thousands of people, they come to all the concerts. They come to 4 or 5 concerts a year, which I find pretty interesting, to come and see the same person, that many times. They consistently support me, whether I have a record or not, and that, of course, keeps the bills paid.
I noticed that you're working with the same producers. Why is it? Do they have a special touch?
Well, the Living All Alone album was put together by Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff for Philadelphia International. So, of course, they had their hand in that production. And this year we opened up and included Terry Burris, who was my keyboard player for 7 years on the road. He wrote and co-produced a couple of the songs. Marty Sharon from out in Los Angeles. She did a couple of the tunes. And we used Gene McDaniels, who wrote for Roberta Flack, Feel Like Making Love some years ago. He did one of the songs. I found that this team in particular was just a very consistent team in terms of the sound, in terms of the kind of records that we chose. And then the energy was very good. The vibes were really nice.
Do you feel today you're experiencing the prime of both your professional and private life?
Yeah, I do. I'm older, more experienced, much more comfortable with myself, the good and the bad. Musically, I most certainly am feeling like I'm in the prime because I'm able to choose and record the things that I want to do, unlike the experiences I had in the past where I was probably more nervous and more afraid to take those chances. My personal life has changed considerably because I've become more patient. I become more loving, more caring. I don't go off as much as I used to. I try real hard to keep some sort of balance, at least for the general public and people I have to work for, because they're the ones that have to put up with me all the time. So I work real hard at it today.
I'm going to ask you, Phyllis, you're very talented, obviously. You're a beautiful woman. You have a lot going for you. What would be the downside, or the part you said that, the good and the bad, if I can ask you the bad part?
Well, it's very lonely. being a woman in this industry, in my opinion, is extremely lonely. It's rare that you have men hanging around backstage and at parties and at places where you might be the same way you have women around the men. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. I'm going to do a survey and ask the girls, why can they come out and be so aggressive with men, with the male performers, and yet the males don't act that way? There is no such thing as a male groupie. I mean, at least not one I would date. So that makes it pretty tough.
Okay. Because oftentimes, you know, people go, oh, Phyllis Hyman, she's just great. And they think you have it all. I mean, you know, people always...
How I wish. No, it's not quite that simple. I do have many, many things, but I don't have a romantic personal life.
Okay. Oh, this is the one you didn't want me to ask you. But I'm going to ask you this. How did you get into rapping? Because we know Don't Want to Change the World does involve a small rapping passage there. So how did that come about?
Well, when we recorded the song down in Miami, Florida, I heard Doug Grisby's rap on my song, and I thought, I want to do that. And Doug came in and wrote a kind of a, it's not an attack, but it's kind of a conversation with him. And I just practiced it and put it on the record. I wanted it. I asked to do it. Although they said they were going to ask me to do it, I thought, oh, sure. I wanted to. I've grown to understand rap in the last year, unlike how I felt about it, like, say, 5 years ago. I didn't get it 5 years ago. I would have bet my last dime that rap would not have survived. It would not have gone into the live venue. It would not have, I mean, everybody's rapping today. Everybody's doing it. And by listening to and experiencing some of the great lyrics that are involved in rap music today, positive, loving, uplifting lyrics, I'm into it. I'm into that, of course. The lyrics that are crude toward women, crude toward our black community, giving off images that are held by a few ignorant people. Of course, I have no use for that. I just concentrate on the more positive lyric.
How has your understanding or your impression of rap changed? You said 5 years ago.
Well, because the rap that was being exposed by the media, especially the print media, made it seem like it was lowlifes. I mean, these are people who were ignorant and rude and nasty, and this is what they tried to make me believe about my own people. And I bought into it for a very short time, and then I began to explore rap in its entirety and realized that that was a lie, that there was lots of different kinds of rap as there were rap artists, and that, like anything else, you have to look for the good part of it. So I did, and I especially like the females, you know, MC Lyte and Queen Latifah and Salt and Pepper. I love the girls, because we need women to, well, for real, that counterattack of the negative female lyric. I can't relate to that. Just putting women down the way I've heard some of the rappers do. And the girls are not going to allow that. So I say 3 cheers for them.
Can I call you LL Ice Phil?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. LL. I can repeat that.
Cool, Ice Phil.
Goodness. No, there's not going to be any you know, charge for the rappers arena. I don't feel any need to do that. It's something that is part of my culture. It's something that is a part of my skill, and it's part of my growth. You know, I try to grow and experience new things, and that's what I did with this. Was something that I would never do a full album of rap any more than I do a full album of dance tunes. That's not where my talent lies and where my audience lies.
Okay, last question. I have to ask you this. Is it tough rapping? I mean, obviously, the genre you come from, I mean...
It is hard, because it takes a whole other breathing mechanism. When you're singing, you breathe a certain way. When you talk, you breathe a certain way. And rapping, I don't know how they ever get to breathe. So if the rap had been a whole record, I probably would have been blue in the face. It's hard to breathe and rap. It wasn't easy, but it was fun, because I was cracking up. I said, I'm going to get this. And it took me a little time, but I think I've done pretty good.
Great.